Imagine an entire colony of people disappearing without a trace. 115 men, women, and children. No bodies, no signs of struggle, no explanation. Only one word left behind, carved into a wooden post. CROATOAN. What happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? Did they starve in the wilderness? Were they attacked? Or did they vanish into something far more mysterious? Tonight, we explore one of the oldest and most haunting mysteries in American history.
The story begins in the year 1587, on a small island off the coast of what is now North Carolina. A group of English settlers arrived there with a dream. They wanted to build the first permanent English colony in the New World. Their leader was John White, an explorer and talented artist. Among the settlers was his daughter, Eleanor Dare. Not long after arriving, she gave birth to a baby girl.
Life in the new colony was difficult. Food supplies were running low. The settlers realized they could not survive without help from England. They asked John White to sail back across the Atlantic and bring more supplies and support. He reluctantly agreed. Before leaving, he promised he would return as quickly as possible.
But fate had other plans.
When John White arrived back in England, the country was preparing for war with Spain. The conflict known as the Anglo-Spanish War had begun. Most ships were taken for military use, and White was unable to sail back to the colony. Days turned into months. Months turned into years. Nearly 3 long years passed before he was finally able to return to America.
In the year 1590, John White finally sailed back to Roanoke Island. But when he arrived, something was terribly wrong. The entire settlement was deserted. The houses had been dismantled, the fences were gone. There were no bodies, no signs of violence, no graves. It was as if the entire colony had simply vanished. White searched the area desperately for any sign of what had happened.
Then he noticed something carved into a wooden post. One single word: CROATOAN. On a nearby tree, he found 3 letters carved into the bark: C-R-O. CROATOAN was the name of a nearby island, known today as Hatteras Island. White suddenly remembered an agreement he had made with the settlers before leaving. If they ever needed to abandon the colony, they were supposed to carve their destination into a tree. But if they were in danger, they were supposed to carve a cross next to the message. There was no cross. That meant the settlers may have left willingly. White planned to sail to CROATOAN Island to search for them. But a powerful storm struck the ships before they could reach the island. The storm forced them to turn back. John White never had another chance to return, and the settlers of Roanoke were never seen again. Over the centuries, historians have proposed many theories about what happened to the lost colony. One theory suggests the settlers joined a nearby Native American tribe. Some researchers believe they were taken in by the Croatan tribe. Later explorers even reported seeing Native Americans with gray eyes and European features. Perhaps the colonists slowly blended into the local population, and their identity disappeared over time. Another theory suggests starvation and hardship forced the settlers to abandon the colony and split into smaller groups in search of food and safety. Some may have tried to travel inland, but the journey would have been extremely dangerous. There is also the possibility that the settlers were attacked by hostile tribes or even Spanish forces who were trying to stop English expansion in the New World. But, strangely, no clear evidence of violence has ever been discovered. Even today, archaeologists continue to search for answers. Excavations on Roanoke Island and nearby areas have uncovered small clues such as English pottery, metal tools, and fragments of weapons. Some researchers believe the settlers may have divided into multiple groups to survive. But despite centuries of investigation, the true fate of the Roanoke colony
remains unknown. More than 400 years later, the mystery still lingers. An entire colony erased from history. No final message, no final trace. Just one haunting word carved into the wood. CROATOAN. And the question that still echoes through time: what really happened to the lost colony of Roanoke?